Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another weekly Durham Region real estate update. I'm Rob Marsiglio, bringing you all the facts from everything that's going on, interesting trends I'm seeing in the market right now, what I think is important to you as a consumer to keep you posted on what is happening in our real estate market. This week, as always, I want to go into what's happening with detached home prices. I know we've been seeing a bit of a leveling off for the past few months that we've been talking about. We'll just kind of reflect back to where we've come from the peak. I also want to talk about what is happening with total sales, total transactions. As you may have guessed from the thumbnail, the activity we're seeing is pretty low. And yes, it is scary low. Just how scary low, we'll get into that. First, as always, we will start with our median sale prices for detached homes. Here's the chart, our Durham detached median sale prices. Across the top, you can see what everybody did this week and our 5-week kind of smooth out averages, which is the chart you're actually seeing. So Pickering still at around 1.18 for a detached home as the median price. Ajax and Whitby coming in pretty close together at 1.03 and 1.05 million. And Oshawa still under that $900,000 mark, under that $850,000 mark, even at $826,000. Let's revisit where we are at from our peak prices. So this is kind of that peak 5-week rolling. I didn't want to pick 1 week in time because that small sample size can really skew the numbers. So leading the charge in that downward price drop is this Whitby market, where we're almost 30% down from the peak at this point in time. Oshawa at about 29% down. Ajax just under 29% down since the peak. And Pickering at 23% down from the peak, roughly. One of the big headlines from Treb's Market Watch this past month was that residential transactions across the board were down 44% from last year at this time. Usually what you'll see in any given year is that sales will actually peak in September, October for that fall market, and then start to fall off. So I wanted to take a look at, will October kind of replicate what we've seen in September? Will we see this continued downward fall in transactions? Because again, September transactions came in lower than August. Will we continue to see that fall off? So this is just for 2022. I've broken down our 4 big markets that we look at. Even if you adjust these numbers upwards by 10%, though, you're still coming in well below what is usually the quietest month of the year to this point, which would be January, and that's right across the board. So we are looking at historically low sales based on how many transactions we've seen at this point. Each of these red dots is October that I've highlighted on the chart. So that is what October looks like. You can see where it ranks. These little troughs here are your January, December. So you can see October always comes in without fail much higher than those months at the beginning of the year. This blue dot on the very end over here, though, is where we are projected to be this year. And you can see that comes in well below our January, December numbers. This black dot, which is April of 2020, which was our first wave of the pandemic, and that was 539 sales. Based on my math, I'm projecting 538 sales all across Durham Region home types this year. Again, adjust up by 10% even if you want to. You're still coming in line with way less than we saw this January. And again, the only months you're really beating out from the past 10 years is still that pandemic April 2020. On this channel, we've talked about why these sales totals are coming in so low. In my opinion, it is that combination of very hard to qualify with what interest rates are doing right now. Seller expectations are still stuck in the early markets from this year. They're expecting February, March, even April, May prices in some instances, and that money's just not there. So I just wanted to break down exactly what the sales looked like going back to February versus what the breakdown of sales looks like in October, at least to date. Back in February, we had just over 1,100 sales in total. So far to date, we've had 240-ish reported on Treb. How many of them sold over asking? Well, back then, 93% of properties sold over the asking price, and now only 40% have sold over the asking price. 81% of listings sold in 7 days or less back then, and now that's only happening 38% of the time. And just to highlight the big difference, there's just over 1,200 active listings right now in Durham Region, and just over 600 of those have been on the market for 3 weeks or longer at this point. And a reason that is happening, I think, is because take a look at this average list price. Sure, the average list price has come down from where it was in February when we were seeing everything sell over asking. Now we're not seeing that clearly, but the expectation may not have changed. People are still listing their properties at around the same price. Maybe they're still trying to hold those offer nights. They're not content with the offers they are being brought. And what we're actually seeing is people starting to take their properties off the market because they are not happy with what is going on. They feel like maybe rates will plateau or be cut early next year. They'll try again in the spring. But I just think this is not a great kind of perfect storm for sellers. If you have enough people thinking this way, you get a flood of inventory come the new year when things are even more unaffordable based on, headlines. What are banks projected to do with rates going forward? Not only are variable products going up now, we have seen 5-year bond yields, which, as we've talked about way back when, start to rise, and fixed rate mortgage products are also increasing. It just seems like a perfect storm for some more depressed pricing early next year. I don't know if the wait and see approach is the right thing to be doing if you're trying to get top dollar for your home at this point in time. That's all I have for you this week. Just that quick recap on prices, kind of what is happening with sales. Let's see how close I get. I'm not doing the Q4 projections like I've done the last couple of quarters. Hasn't gone so well for me lately, but let's just see where we end up. We'll keep tracking it through the month of October with total sales coming in. I think one way or another, it's going to be a historically low number of transactions, but we will just wait and see what happens. Thanks so much for sticking with me this far in the video. As always, if you have any questions about your home, your neighborhood, your market, all my information is down below in this video. I ask, please throw a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, help me reach more people just like you looking to learn more about Durham Region real estate. I try and really stay up to date on these things, keep you up to date, really focus on this area to bring you the best information each and every week. And until we speak again next time, I ask that you stay safe and cheers.